I'm here to talk about J.D. Vance and whether he's right about Europe. We're talking mostly about the content of his February speech that he gave at the Munich Security Conference, in which he accused Europeans of being undemocratic. The title of this talk is, "Was J.D. Vance right?" There are a couple of ways to look at that. I mean, you can just ask whether his diagnosis is right. And certainly Europe does have problems that resemble the American political problem, where you have a division between populists and elitists. There's also the question of whether this is the right approach right now, and what his thinking, what's behind his thinking right now. And that's a more complicated question, and it has to do with the way both Trump and Vance view the changing world. He's a smart guy. And the European diplomats and the people at the top of European political life tend to be quite intellectual, and he's impressive on that front. But he is not what you would call an area expert. He's not one of these guys who's made it his life to study international relations or European politics. So he's very suitable from an American point of view, but he'll strike the Europeans as a kind of a change of pace, to put it mildly. I think they're taking the Trump administration very seriously. They say that they're worried about the Trump administration. They say that they think the Trump administration hates them, and they may believe that sincerely. But I think that a lot of them are also looking at it as an opportunity. European elites are very attached to the European Union. The European Union, it's a larger discussion whether it was founded to screw the United States, as Donald Trump has said, but it is certainly meant to give Europe a kind of independence from the United States. And so I think that a lot of Europe's leaders look at Trump as a kind of an opportunity for them. In the long run, I think that Trump is probably winning the argument that the United States should be much less dependent on foreign countries for such things as weapons and pharmaceuticals and food. In the shorter run, however, there is the problem of how we're going to replace the sources of food and drugs and other things that we're using now. And there doesn't really seem to be a plan for covering the period between now and when a larger domestic capacity to build these things is online.